Hey everyone, and welcome to our deep dive into Cardano.
Ah,
We're going to be going beyond the hype and figuring out if this blockchain platform could revolutionize global finance.
it's a bold claim.
It is a bold
And
claim.
that's why we're diving deep into this interview with Charles Hoskinson,
Yeah.
founder of Cardano.
hmm
Now, you might know him as a co-founder of Ethereum, which gives him some serious street cred in the crypto world.
Exactly. And he doesn't hold back in this interview.
Oh,
We'll be covering everything,
yeah,
from why he even started Cardano
right.
to its potential real-world impact, and even how it's designed to handle the challenges of the future.
That's right. It's
Yeah.
a fascinating journey.
Yeah.
That starts with Hoskinson identifying some major limitations he saw in Ethereum.
Yeah.
Scalability, sustainability, and how decisions are made,
Right.
which is also known as governance.
So essentially he's saying Ethereum, while groundbreaking, wasn't quite ready to support the growth he envisioned for blockchain technology.
That's the gist of it.
Yeah.
He uses this great analogy of building a bridge.
Okay.
You need a solid foundation and verified engineering if you want it to last.
Right.
And he sees Cardano as that solid, reliable bridge to the future of finance.
Okay, I'm starting to see where this is going. But
Yeah.
one thing that really struck me was how much Cardano emphasizes scientific research. It's not something you typically see in the fast-paced world of cryptocurrency.
It's definitely unique.
Yeah.
They actually publish research papers for their innovations.
Really?
Like, take their Ouroboros proof-of-stake protocol.
Okay.
It went through rigorous academic peer review.
Wow. So it's like they're bringing the scientific method to the world of crypto?
Yeah.
But why is that so important?
Well, think of it this way.
Okay.
Would you trust a bridge that wasn't built on sound engineering principles?
Probably not.
Probably not. And in the same way,
Right.
institutions and developers are drawn to Cardano because this approach builds trust and transparency.
That makes a lot of sense. So
Yeah.
they're saying, hey, don't just take our word for it. Look at the research.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And this commitment to quality and long-term vision is why Hoskinson often refers to Cardano as a third-generation blockchain.
Now, I've heard that term thrown around.
Yeah.
But what does it actually mean?
It's actually a really helpful way to understand the evolution of blockchain technology.
Okay.
Bitcoin, the OG cryptocurrency, is considered the first generation.
Right.
It's decentralized, but it's pretty limited in what it can do.
Yeah.
Then came Ethereum, the second generation, which added more functionality with things like smart contracts, but it still has its limitations, especially when it comes to handling a lot of transactions quickly and efficiently.
So where does Cardano fit into all of this?
Cardano aims to be the third generation, building upon the foundations of Bitcoin and Ethereum,
Okay.
but addressing their weaknesses head-on.
Okay.
Think of it as a system designed to handle millions of transactions per second
Wow.
through its Hydra Layer 2 solution.
Millions per second?
Yeah,
That's a game changer. But
it is.
if Cardano is so great,
Yeah.
why do some people call it a ghost chain?
That's a nickname coined by some critics.
Right.
Who say Cardano's development is too slow,
Uh-huh.
and they question if it can deliver on its promises.
Okay.
This highlights a key tension in the world of tech, and especially in the crypto space.
Yeah.
Is it better to move fast and break things, or to build methodically and ensure long-term stability?
That's a great point. So how does Hoskinson respond to that criticism?
He emphasizes that Cardano is about quality over speed,
Okay.
pointing to concrete achievements like the Alonzo upgrade, which introduced smart contracts to the platform.
Right.
And let's not forget that Cardano actually surpassed Ethereum in NFT sales for a while,
Wow.
all while using significantly less energy.
That's impressive. He's basically saying slow and steady wins the race.
Exactly.
Okay.
He acknowledges the move fast mentality of the TikTok era,
Right.
but believes that real lasting change requires a more deliberate approach.
Okay. I'm getting a sense of Cardano's philosophy now.
Yeah.
It's less about hype and speculation and more about building a solid foundation for real-world applications.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this is where things get really exciting.
Okay.
Let's move beyond the technical stuff and dive into how Cardano is already making a difference in the real world.
Let's do it. This is what I find so fascinating about Cardano. Its focus on using blockchain to create real-world solutions. And Hoskinson really hammers home this point in the interview. He highlights a project called Atala Prism in Ethiopia,
Right.
which uses Cardano to give over 5 million students tamper-proof digital identities.
Now, this is where the potential of blockchain to empower individuals really shines through.
Yeah.
These digital identities can be accessed even without internet access, which is huge in a country like Ethiopia.
It's like giving people control over their own information and enabling access to services they might not have had before.
Exactly.
And that's not all Marnet. Cardano's also partnered with World Mobile to bring internet access to rural Tanzania using ADA,
Right.
Cardano's native cryptocurrency, as currency.
And this is a perfect example of how Cardano goes beyond just financial inclusion.
Yeah.
It's about building infrastructure and connecting people to information and opportunities.
So we're talking about potentially lifting communities out of poverty, improving healthcare, and creating a more equitable world. That's pretty mind-blowing.
It is.
But what about the environmental impact?
Yeah.
We hear a lot about how energy-intensive cryptocurrencies can be.
It's a valid concern, and Hoskinson addresses it directly. Remember when Elon Musk criticized Bitcoin for its energy consumption?
I do, yeah.
Well, Cardano uses a proof-of-stake system,
Right.
which is way more energy efficient because it doesn't rely on energy-intensive mining like Gitcoin does.
So it's like a greener alternative that seems to be a recurring theme with Cardano finding sustainable solutions.
Absolutely. And they're not just talking the talk.
Yeah.
Cardano is committed to being carbon neutral by 2030. Wow.
Through partnerships with universities and research institutions, they're putting their money where their mouth is.
Okay, so we've got sustainability, real-world impact, and a solid scientific approach. What else is there?
Well, let's talk about community involvement.
Okay.
Cardano is designed to be a techno-democracy through something called Project Catalyst.
Now, you might be thinking, what in the world is techno-democracy? It sounds pretty sci-fi, but it's actually a very real way that Cardano is putting power in the hands of its community.
It's kind of like a giant community fund where people can propose and vote on how Cardano evolves.
Okay.
Imagine having a direct say in how a financial system is developed. That's the power of Project Catalyst.
That's amazing. It's like taking the principles of democracy and applying them to the world of technology.
Exactly, and it goes even further.
Okay.
Cardano is working towards fully decentralizing its treasury with the upcoming Voltaire phase.
Wow.
This means the community will have even more control over the future of the platform. It's a pretty radical concept, but it also sounds incredibly empowering, however.
Yeah.
I can't help but wonder about the regulatory landscape.
Yeah.
Governments aren't always the biggest fans of decentralization, are they?
You're right, and Hoskinson acknowledges that regulation is a key challenge for the future of Cardano and blockchain technology as a whole.
Yeah.
He expresses concern about short-sighted regulations that could stifle innovation.
It's a tricky situation. On the one hand, you need regulations to protect people and prevent scams, but on the other hand, you don't want to stifle the potential of this groundbreaking technology.
Precisely. And that's why Cardano is taking a proactive approach.
Okay.
Working with organizations like the World Economic Forum and governments like Switzerland and Singapore, they're demonstrating how blockchain can be a force for good, a tool to fight financial crime and promote transparency.
So it's about shifting the narrative from crypto's scary to crypto can solve real problems.
Exactly. And Hoskinson doesn't shy away from painting a bold vision for the future.
Yeah.
He talks about a world where a Kenyan farmer can use ADA to access loans without needing traditional banking systems. Or a Filipino hospital can securely share medical records on the blockchain.
It's a compelling vision of how blockchain can empower individuals and communities, especially in regions that have been traditionally underserved by existing financial systems.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he even hints at some exciting technical advancements on the horizon, like Basho, for even greater scalability.
Okay.
And Zoe, which aims to make smart contracts as user-friendly as using an app.
These are ambitious goals, but they align with Cardano's overall philosophy of building a robust and accessible platform for the future.
It's clear that Cardano is aiming to be more than just another cryptocurrency.
It's positioning itself as a platform for social and economic change, leveraging the power of blockchain to address some of the world's most pressing challenges.
What stands out to you from all this? What are your initial thoughts on Cardano's approach and potential?
For me, it's the combination of scientific rigor and real-world focus that's so compelling, it feels like they're trying to build something sustainable and impactful.
Yeah, I agree. And the community-driven development aspect adds another layer of intrigue. Giving people a voice in the evolution of the platform could lead to some really innovative solutions.
It's like a giant experiment in decentralized governance. But one thing that keeps coming back to me is the regulatory landscape. How can Cardano, or any cryptocurrency for that matter, truly thrive if governments are constantly breathing down their necks?
It's a delicate balance. Regulation is necessary to protect consumers and ensure stability. But too much regulation could stifle innovation and hinder the potential benefits of blockchain technology.
So what's the solution? How do we navigate this complex terrain?
Well, it requires open dialogue and collaboration between policymakers, industry leaders, and the wider community. Education is key. We need to demystify blockchain and highlight its potential to solve real-world problems.
It's about shifting the narrative from crypto is scary and volatile to crypto could be a force for good.
Exactly, and that's what I find so exciting about Cardano. They're not just building a technology, they're building a movement. They're challenging the status quo and inspiring a new generation of thinkers and builders.
It's a bold vision, that's for sure. And it's one that we'll be following closely. But before we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought.
I'm all ears.
We've talked a lot about Cardano's potential to reshape the financial landscape. But what if we zoom out even further? What are the broader implications of blockchain technology for society as a whole?
Ah, you're thinking about the big picture now.
Exactly. Could this technology, with its decentralized nature and its emphasis on transparency and security, be a catalyst for a more fundamental shift in how we organize ourselves as a society?
It's a fascinating question. Imagine a world where power is more evenly distributed, where individuals have greater control over their data and their finances, where trust is built into the very fabric of our systems. It sounds almost utopian, but who knows? Maybe that's the kind of future that blockchain technology is paving the way for.
It's certainly a future worth exploring. And as we've seen with Cardano, there are individuals and projects out there who are working towards that vision with passion and dedication.
So, to our listeners, we leave you with this: keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep imagining the possibilities. The future of finance, and perhaps even the future of society itself, is being written right now, and it's up to all of us to shape it.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time.
Stay curious.